Greetings in the love of God to all of you who are watching. I am Pastor Carrie West, and I serve the faith community of Sunrise Church in Pueblo West. Therefore, I also serve the whole community as God calls me to do. One of my callings now that I know that God has invited me into and to live into is sharing God's heart, to offer words of encouragement so that others can grow closer to God and to know kind of the fullness of God's love, grace, and mercy. So this little time of getting over the hump into God's heart is an encouragement for anyone, but I especially wish to speak into the lives and hearts of those who have found faith to be difficult, either because of an experience in a church or with other Christians, or just don't know how to kind of get past of maybe the intellectual challenges of being a person of faith. And so I hope these words will be of encouragement, especially to you all. But even if you have been a person of faith for many, many years, I think that these words will also speak into your life, into your soul, into your heart as well. Again, these things that I share are not necessarily a reflection of our faith community, but it is from my heart to yours. So I started this getting over the hump into God's heart a few weeks ago, just so I could share some maybe responses to things I hear in on social media or in other groups of folks that I'm with. It just seems like there's a truth to be spoken. And I'm a person who, as a Christian, believes that Jesus was so divinely connected to God that we say that Jesus was God in flesh. For that purpose, then today I want to talk about more of how we view God's heart through the words and actions of Jesus, God's Son. Today I want to talk about this life that God has given to us and maybe what God desires for our lives. And we're going to do that today, probably for the next few weeks, using some scriptures, especially words of Jesus, or only the words of Jesus himself. So today I want to share with you from the Gospel of John. It's the fourth gospel in terms of table of contents, if you will, of the Bible. And this is from, again, John, and this is chapter 10, and I'm reading verse 10. Jesus says, after he's talked about being the gate for whom all folks can enter and know God. And then he talks about how some will try to trick us into following another, like these thieves and wolves. So verse 10 says, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. This could be one of the most powerful statements that Jesus made when he's sharing exactly what he was made to do, what he was created to do, which is to offer life, to give life, so that anyone who wants to have that life could have it abundantly. So this points us back to God's heart, who is God's heart, which has created all things from the very beginning of time, creates all living things, continues to be creative in our lives as well. That God has created us for life. That life is to be full, to be thoroughly enjoyed, to be not only happy, but having a sense of contentment. And Jesus says that this is what God wants, and that this life that he offers is to be abundant life. I want to mark that Jesus does not talk about having an abundance of possessions, of money, of friends, of anything else, but just life. This full knowledge that we are something really special. We are a part of something that God is creating all around us. That this is the life offered to us by God. And God's desire, God's very heart, is for that life of yours to be abundant. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't going to be hard times. I think this is what Jesus talks about when the thief who comes to steal and kill and destroy. I mean, there are going to be these times in our lives, whether it's through our own actions or others' actions, that our life will feel upended. Our life will feel empty. Our life could feel like there isn't any hope. And God knows this, right? This has been the story of God's people all throughout history. And so God sends Jesus so that we could have life and have it abundantly. Though the thief will come in and try to steal and kill and destroy, Jesus came so that we may have life and have it abundantly. So if you're struggling to kind of get a grasp of or hold on to the idea of having faith in God, a deity, I invite you to consider this idea of the heart of God offering the fullness of all creation in our lives. To consider that God has a heart for us and wants to share that heart of love with us. For me as a Christian, the best way to tap into that heart of God is Jesus, and that's why I'm a Christian pastor and why I talk about Jesus and why I serve the church. I think there are many ways that God offers God's heart to us, this heart of love, and offers us this life that is abundant. And when we live fully into that, we can accept that, boy, we don't fall apart when the thief comes in, and we create a community and a world that is only full of hope and peace. So I hope this speaks some goodness into your life. I pray today that you have abundance. I pray today for the people of Ukraine and the surrounding countries that are helping in humanitarian efforts. I pray that they will know that God's heart is with them and that God desires peace and love and hope for all peoples. And I pray that there will be an end to the siege in Ukraine by the Russian forces. And whatever is going on in your world, I pray that God intervenes for you as well. So thanks for joining me or watching this. If you have any comments, would love to hear them, any feedback. If you have questions, if you have something, a hump in the road, a bump in the road that is keeping you kind of stuck and you would like me to address something, please let me know. You can send a message through Facebook, leave a comment on this video. You can also contact me directly through my work email. And you can find that email address on our church website, sunrisepueblo.org. And if this was helpful to you, or if any of these episodes have been helpful to you, I invite you to share with your friends and loved ones in case they need to hear a bit of good news as well. So God bless you, and may the rest of your day be the very best of your day. And may you have life abundant.